Hello. I am an Egyptian woman. My husband is a compulsive gambler who treats me with extreme disrespect. He frequently insults me, uses degrading language toward me, and has physically assaulted me on many occasions. We have been married for 18 years. Our eldest son is now 14 years old and has recently reached adolescence. My son has developed a strong resentment toward his father because he has also been repeatedly subjected to verbal abuse and physical violence. About a month ago, while my husband was intoxicated, he violently attacked our son. While beating and psychologically tormenting him, he dragged him into the bedroom where my husband and I sleep. During this incident, my husband continued to assault our son while shouting extremely vulgar, humiliating, and sexually explicit insults about me in front of him. He used obscene language to describe me in a degrading and sexualized manner, with the clear intention of humiliating both me and our adolescent son. This verbal abuse was severe, graphic, and deeply traumatizing. At the same time, we have 2 young daughters. Out of fear, they hid inside a wardrobe, trembling and crying. After this incident, my son left the house and is now living with his uncle, his father's brother. His uncle has refused to send him back, stating that he will not allow the child to return unless he is completely separated from his abusive father. This uncle is a very kind man and has promised that we can live with his family until the children grow older. My husband's eldest brother has also intervened and stated clearly that I must divorce my husband in order to protect myself and my children from his cruelty. I am completely alone and have no family of my own to rely on. I do not know what decision to make. I know that, by God's grace, I am still a young, educated, and capable woman, and I am not someone who lacks options in life. However, emotionally, I remain deeply affected by my husband's presence and control over my life. Recently, my husband has become somewhat calmer, but I no longer trust him. I live in constant fear that one day he may do something so severe that I could lose my 2 daughters as well. Therefore, I am asking sincerely, is there any real solution to my husband's behavior, or is divorce the only safe option for me and my children?
Dear respected and beloved sister, I am deeply and sincerely sorry for the pain and suffering that you and your children are enduring. Reading your letter was heartbreaking. What you described is not merely a family dispute, it is severe domestic violence and a serious crime committed against you and your children. First and foremost, I want to tell you that you are incredibly brave for speaking up and seeking help. You are not at fault in any of this. The full responsibility for this tragedy lies solely and entirely with your husband. Let us now address your question directly. Can my husband change, or should I leave him? To answer this honestly, we need to examine a few important points. 1. Can he truly change? 18 years of history. This is not a temporary issue. You have endured 18 years of violence, humiliation, and abuse. A man who has not changed over nearly 2 decades is highly unlikely to change now. Gambling and alcohol abuse. Gambling addiction and substance abuse are serious, deeply rooted conditions. Recovery requires 100% personal commitment, professional medical care, and long-term psychological treatment. Your husband has shown no genuine remorse or sincere willingness to seek treatment. Violence toward the children. This is the most alarming aspect. He has now directed his violence toward your children. What he did to your 14-year-old son was not simply physical punishment. It was emotional and psychological abuse that could leave lifelong scars. The sexual insults he used about you in front of your son were meant to break both your dignity and your child's emotional stability. He has become calmer recently. This is part of what is known as the cycle of abuse. After a violent episode, an abuser may temporarily calm down, appear regretful, or act subdued when they sense they might lose control over the family. This phase is often followed by another, sometimes worse, outburst once they feel secure again. This temporary calm does not indicate real change. It is a pattern. Trust cannot be built where consistent safety does not exist. The honest answer? No. You should not wait for him to change. Waiting for his transformation may cost you your peace, your children's future, and possibly your safety. 2. Should you leave him? Yes, without hesitation or doubt. This is no longer a question of whether you can tolerate the situation. It is a matter of how to protect yourself and your children. Why leaving is necessary? For physical safety, a man who can violently attack his own son poses a serious risk. There is no guarantee that he will not cause greater harm in the future, especially during moments of anger or intoxication. Your fear that he may one day harm your daughters is valid and must be taken seriously. For your children's mental health. Your son, he has already responded by leaving the house. That action reflects the depth of his emotional distress. Remaining with his father could further damage your relationship with him and his sense of security. Your daughters. Children who hide in fear inside their own home are living in trauma. Growing up in an environment filled with fear, insults, and violence can deeply affect their emotional development and future relationships. For yourself, you deserve a life filled with dignity, respect, and peace. 18 years of suffering is more than enough. Your spirit has been wounded, and it deserves healing. Staying in this environment will only continue to erode your emotional well-being. What should you do next? Accept your brother-in-law's support, your children's uncle. He appears to genuinely care for your safety and well-being. His advice is grounded in concern. Accept his support and consider staying in a safe environment with him while you plan your next steps. You are not alone. You have support. Begin legal separation, divorce. Consult a lawyer as soon as possible. The documented history of violence, abuse, and addiction provides strong grounds for legal separation and for obtaining custody of your children. Witnesses, including his own brother, may support your case. Prioritize emotional healing for your children. Speak openly with your son and assure him that you support him. Reassure your daughters that they will no longer live in fear. If possible, seek professional counseling for them, especially for your son who has experienced direct abuse. Do not focus on remarriage or future relationships right now. This is not the time to worry about starting over romantically. This is the time to secure safety, stability, and healing for yourself and your children. You are strong and capable of building an independent, peaceful life, especially with the support system you have.